Fritosport is now live. Streaming games plus demos, Fritosport Racing Team.
Double check your car setup.
Radio check.
Spotter, radio check.
Give us 1 second. We're going to get the webcam working and then we'll do a little testing. Let's get ready to race here. Sorry for all the moving of the screen. Let's get ready. All right, so Here we are. Practice has started. We need to get out on track soon, and we need to work a little bit on this setup. These are going to be open setup series that we're going to be running in, and let's take a look at what we've got here. We've got a Nordschleife setup right now. Looks like 4.8 gallons is what we have on board. I'm not sure how long that'll last, but let's just go out and try this setup that we have. It's possible that this setup could work on a lot of these tracks out here on iRacing. Okay, sounds a little down, but we'll work with it. So let's get out here and run our Clio. We are at Sonoma for pre-season testing for the Fritosport Club Series that we plan to run. The series starts on October 16th, and then October 18th, the Legend Series starts up. So let's get out on track.
Pit lane speed limit is
Watch the
72
speed.
kilometers per hour.
Go.
Pit exit looks clear.
So 4.8 gallons, not sure how many laps that'll get us. Fuel. 14 laps or so. Relative. Cold tires out here. Sonoma should be a good test for. It's going to be tricky. Cold tires, front wheel drive. We've been used to rotating the car with the throttle in rear wheel drive cars. But for now, let's see what we can do out here. The layout's a bit tricky. It's the Indy. Elevation changes, all sorts of corners, camber. Should be some good fun though. This is going to be the Indy layout, so we're going down the drag strip right now. This is going to be a really tight turn that the Indy cars use. We're going to have to really work on being cautious with our tires, getting them up to speed. This is a 20-minute session. We'll see if fuel. This is basically a fuel test for the series to see if we need to. Whoa! If we need to up the fuel. Almost went the wrong way. We might want to soften the front shocks a little bit and add a little bit more rear sway bar to get it to rotate well. Just a little more than we are right now.
Okay, Ed, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes.
The main test will be the 30-minute race we're going to be simulating here for when the series starts. Hopefully the tires start working for us.
El número 88 marca la vuelta más rápida. 47.685.
A bit of trail braking, balancing the car out so you're not using up the front tires too much, but also not throwing too much weight forward and making the rear too light to have it swap spins.
Cronometró la vuelta rápida. 46.694.
And the club series is going to be something that we want to run for fun, for the team, for the guys that we always drive with. We're not going to be, these are momentum cars, obviously. It's not all out raw speed and power. We'll be able to work on racecraft. Came in a little too hot there. Oh, we blew it off track. But this is just practice right now. In-car settings. So we have a rear brake valve we could utilize a little bit. How far can we go here? We can use quite a bit of that exit. So let's see if we can get a real valid time now. Relative.
P5.
Laps of fuel 10.
Well, that's, I mean, it's practice, but in qualifying that wouldn't count, obviously, because of the off track. Brake early. Lost some time there. Pick up a little time. Turn in a little more. Lift off a little better. But yeah, it's going to be tricky. I mean, they're definitely
Sector 1 time's okay.
basically showroom stock front wheel drive car, so you're going to be fighting understeer a little bit and trying to hold the balance of the car and not to use up your front tires. You might have to map a button for
That's a
taking
new
front
fastest
tires
lap
on
for
this track.
Terram, 147.44.
However, 30-minute races aren't much, so. Lost a bit of time pushing the front end through that corner. It's going to be tricky getting into some of these, but try to do what we can. Passing will probably feel like it's almost impossible. Try to brake earlier here. Can use up a lot of this exit. And we'll do the TV replay afterwards too.
Señalaste tu mejor tiempo.
P5.
So we're still stuck in P5.
Sector 3 time is quick.
Let's pick up some time if we can. Now we're P6. We'll see how qualifying goes. See how light we want to run the car on fuel there.
You're 10th off in Sector 1.
So the whole time it feels like a dance between throttle and brake just to balance the car. See if we get pushed down even further.
The track temp's increasing. It's now 117 Fahrenheit.
Is that an off track? No, it is not. Okay, good to know. So we can extend that corner and we're okay.
Sector 2 is 1.2 seconds off the pace. Okay, Ed, 10 minutes to go. That's
Wow,
10
we're
minutes
slow in
left.
sector 2. We locked up and we're off.
This lap won't count. You've cut the track. We need to
Let's
slow
lead
down
this
and give
off
back some
before,
time.
The corner.
B6.
Laps of fuel 8.
Losing time there. Maybe we need to go a little wider for the entry. Lift a little. Throttle down gently so we don't push the front. See if we can gain some of this time back now. We got to be really careful on this left-hander coming up, that we don't push too wide. Basically start braking at this barrier. Losing time on the straight. Bit too much wheel hop there on that curb. We had to wait to get on the throttle.
7th position. That puts you 1.4 seconds off the leader's pace. That lap was a 1:48.60.
A little better entry there. So as long as you're coming off the brakes, you're not shifting too much weight forward or holding up your drive wheels, you're able to exit the corner. Locked up a little bit on this entry, so it's going to cause us to be offline. And we went off. Should have known it was
okay, Ed,
wide.
you need to watch the track limits.
Oops, heading down the wrong way. I'm so used to going towards the left-hand side there on the different layout of this track. We have P2 coming up on us. But like I said, we're on full fuel. We're going to try to run a lighter fuel load for qualifying and see what happens on this setup. There was already about 2 minutes that we missed. And we blew it. We blew the chicane. We'll go this way. We have quite a slowdown. We're going to let them through.
You'll need to give back the time gained.
Car right. Hold your line. Clear right.
P7. Laps of fuel 6.
Hello, motherfucker.
Hey, what's
The
up,
guy
Chuck?
behind has just done a 1:49.30.
How you doing, man?
That's half fuel. You've used half your fuel.
Just here doing a club series test for fuel for the 30-minute races.
5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
I didn't get a good run there. So maybe we can work on
You've
the
gone
setup.
outside of track limits there.
Possibly front shock a little softer, more rear sway bar, and more rear brake to get it to rotate while we trail brake. But yeah, basically we're trying to see how far 30% fuel will get us in a 30-minute race. See if that's good for the Clio. Then of course we'll be running the Formula V, the Lotus 79 and the late model stock. Possibly not all in one day, but because it's 1 hour sessions I'm doing. Trying to replicate the sessions we'll be having. Oops, ran it wide. Relative. So we'll be going to qualifying here in about 4 minutes. Went really wide. You can't get on the throttle too hard or it just pushes the front end of this car. Sitting in P7 right now out of 15 cars.
P7.
All right, Ed, 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
I have all the rosters made up already for the series. So October 16th we'll be starting with the club series, and the first round will be for the Clio. Second round will be for the Formula V the following Monday. I know not everybody can make it, but we're just trying to have some fun out here and see how running a league will go for us. As far as handling the
Doesn't
points.
look like Sonoma.
It's Sonoma. It's the Indy 2011 to 2018 layout.
You're 2/10 off the pace in Sector 1.
I know it's different. It throws me off because we're going down the drag strip and then we're also cutting some corners from the wider, faster ones to really tight ones, which surprises me for it being an Indy layout. So normally I'm used to going to the left over there, and now we're running down the drag strip and having to brake hard and take this really acute corner. Get on the throttle, hope it picks up. And then, yeah, you'll see normally we're used to going right here. We're used to keeping to the right, but we're going to
Sector
run
2 is a
around
second
wide
off the
to the
pace.
left. And we're going to use the World Touring Car chicane here.
Okay, Ed, we need to watch these track
so
limits.
normally we're used to, you know, trail braking through the other section and coming flat out through here and running all the way down closer to the pit lane entry over there. But yeah, it's an interesting layout for sure. We don't have Sonoma on the schedule, but we just wanted to test it here.
P6.
Okay, so we came up a little bit running P6 with a 148 flat pretty much.
2 minutes to go, 2 minutes.
So in qualifying, we definitely will run lighter fuel. 4 laps left, and that's in a 20-minute session. I think that'd be okay for, so we will have pit stops. I was curious with 30% fuel if that was just going to be too low. And it's possible, you know, if we go to places like Road America or VIR, you know, some of the longer tracks with huge straightaways, that we will burn more fuel and could possibly require a splash. But I'm pretty happy with this, I think, so far.
Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace.
I'm thinking that for the Formula V, I might test over at VIR since it's a longer track. The late model stock, I'm not sure where I'll test that. Basically, I'll do all my testing on road courses. Ovals is just going to be what it is. Whatever happens, happens. We run flat out. You take fuel, you take fuel. You got to stop again, you stop again.
Sector 2 is 1.3 off the pace.
That's the issue. Trying to give enough fuel for strategy, not enough to allow someone to make it all the way.
Exactly. And I think it's going to work out. I mean, this was a 20-minute practice. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. So
You're currently
I think it'll
1.6
work out, at
seconds
least for
off
the
the
Clio.
pace.
The late model stock, of course, is probably going to eat up a lot of fuel, so we might have to turn up some of those percentages. The Lotus 79 also will probably take a lot of fuel, and I'm thinking the Lotus 79 will test at Joe Villeneuve, maybe.
Checkered flag, 6th place.
But I mean, 30% is what I've got set for all the classes right now. And I'm okay if we have to pit twice, you know. I mean, pit strategy will come in.
10 minutes remaining,
Traffic
10
will
minutes.
come into play. I mean, these are supposed to be short races anyway, just for us to get together for a little bit of time, have some fun, have points, TV replay, stuff like that. It should be a good time though, and then the top 3 will be receiving awards at the end of the season. Hopefully we can all beat the AI at the top. There will be no drop weeks, so it encourages folks to make it, but I know not everyone can. We might look at possibly other awards as well, or iRacing credits for, you know, say most improved or most positions gained, average over the whole season. We'll see. I don't like to do math too much. Damn, we had a good lap going and then we threw it away in the chicane. But as far as tires, I don't think any of the cars will really need to take tires. It's literally going to be something about fuel that we have to just test, and I think everything's pretty much set. I made decal layers if people want to use them. They don't have to. I put them on the Clio, on my cars, and it's literally just like a windshield banner or something like that.
P6. Laps of fuel 2.
All right, so 2 laps left, and 2 laps left of fuel, and that was a 20-minute session. We started a little late, probably 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the session. So yeah, I really
That's
don't
the end
think.
of the
I mean,
session.
if these smaller
6th
cars
place.
can't make it, really to they cut it pretty close to 20 minutes. I think it's going to work
Double
out.
check your car setup.
All right, so let's see here what we can do. The rear brake valve. Do we want to play with it?
I tried the Spec Racer yesterday.
Oh yeah, man, Spec Racer Ford. Let me know. I can give you some setups for that. We've ran that car as well, and it's a lot of fun. I ran it for several seasons. I've won races in that car in the officials, and they call it the bathtub sometimes. But yeah, it's some good fun, you know. So if we go down, 1.9 is probably the, oh shit, 1.1 gallons. Well, let's go to 1.6, see what happens. How much fuel is that? That's fine. 1.6 for laps, 3 laps, whatever. We only have 10 minutes to qualify anyway. So let's get out there and see what happens.
Watch your speed.
So what did you think of the Spec Racer Ford?
Go.
Exit's clear.
It's,
Push. Okay, Ed. We've got 9 minutes to set a lap. The track temperature is increasing. It's now 114 Fahrenheit.
Relative. The Spec Racer Ford is definitely a tricky car to drive. You really got to know how to work with the brake bias.
Crazy tight, but looks good in VR.
Oh yeah, it's good fun. You just have to be so careful how you put it into corners, you know? It's really hard to save sometimes, but it can be a lot of fun, I think. You can get in some good battles, and you know, and that's the thing, these momentum cars, you can get in good battles. You just have to be very cautious when trying to make moves, right? Let's not kill the tires yet. We're going to catch up to Rick Howard here. And all the rosters have been set. They're the same across the Formula V and across the Club Series, right? So Formula V and Clio, you're going to be seeing the same AI drivers going for the championship against us. Standings. And then as far as the Legend Series, same thing. The same drivers that will be competing in the Lotus will be competing in the late model stock. Come on, let's get past Rick Howard here. Relative.
On your left. Hold your line. Clear left.
Alright, Ed. There's a car exit in the pits. Heads up.
Oh man, we're not going to get a clear qualifying, are we? And it will be open qualifying, and that's fine, but it's only single class, you know? So the Club Series will run on Mondays, and then Wednesdays, starting October 18th, the Legend Series will launch with the Lotus 79 and the late model stock. And all these series will be
Car right.
we'll be running
Clear right.
road courses, ovals, and rovals as well. So it'll be a good test for all these cars, drivers, and the different racetracks. I think I will actually have to be purchasing a couple of tracks myself, but I think it's 2, Stafford and 1 more, because I don't own a lot of oval content. But like I said, not everybody's going to make it, not everybody's obligated. We don't have drop weeks, but it should be a good time. So let's see what happens here in qualifying. We got to try to be in the top 5, would be nice. See if we can get a little bit of draft from Johan van der Velde up ahead towards the end of the next lap. Or we might catch him, I don't know. Hope we'll see how the tires start to feel now. We don't have much fuel left, so basically the next lap is going to be our one and only flyer. Try to unwind that wheel. Try to get a little draft towards the line here.
You're in pole. That was a 147.47. The guy behind has just done a 153.01. You've used half your fuel.
Damn it.
Okay, Ed. 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes left.
I don't know if we'll be staying up there. We will see, but definitely want to see it. The main point of this is the fuel, like I said earlier. Oh. Screwed up. Losing a lot of time here. We did not get a good line through that left-hander.
guy behind has just done a 148.38. The leader has just done a 146.49.
Wow. So basically a full second ahead of my time.
Sector 2 is 1.2 off the pace.
Sector 2 is the one that gets me.
Two litres remaining.
We are running out of fuel.
P3, you're now 1.1 off the pace. Very little fuel left. Sector 3 time is fast.
We're going to be using up these tires. I can feel it. But it should be good fun, man. I mean, the cars are slow, momentum cars, something different to drive.
Sector 1 is 0.33
And then the
off
guys
the
that want
pace.
to drive the big power stuff, you know, we have the late model stock. Feels like a Trans Am car on road courses. And then you also have the Lotus 79. So H-pattern cars for the legends. Should be good fun.
1 litre remaining.
And all of this will be open setup, obviously.
The guy behind has just done a 147.55. The leader has just done a 146.46. Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace. We're running on fumes, mate.
And we're going to run out of fuel, but we're going to try to get across the line.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go. P4.
Laps of fuel not available yet.
Sector 3 time's okay.
Alright. So let's go fill up the car. Get ready for this race to end because there's only about 2 minutes left in qualifying. I mean, the race to begin. So, practice we did a 148 flat. Now we're doing 147.4s. Fastest time was Aero with a 146.4. We have Johan with a 147 flat. Tuan with a 147.3. So, let's fill her up. So 4.8 gallons is what it is. I think we'll leave it for now and just try to do what we can, but yeah, spring perch offset. So we can't really change much here, just ride height really and camber. Sway bar, we could give it a little more. 3 is hard, it's the stiffest. So it is already at the stiffest that we can put on here. Toe, can we adjust some toe in? So a little toe out and maybe a little brake valve. Let's try it. Let's just get out there for the last few seconds. I think everybody's already come in. Fuel. Yeah, it is good, man. I like open wheel car or open cockpit cars.
Watch your speed.
In
1.
VR.
Go. Cold tires again.
So sitting in P4 for this race. We're going to test this 4.8 gallons, 30% fuel. And then we hope to do a Formula V run as well. Get those settled, since those are the first cars that'll be racing. Then the Legend Series will be running the late model stock and the Lotus 79 at some point. To test the fuel though, I guess we don't necessarily need to do practice and qualifying and all that. We could just do 30-minute races, so we might just do that to take care of cut down on the time that we use up in a day here. So just a little bit of brake, I mean 2%, 5% brake, helps you rotate this car around. Especially if you get that rear brake valve going up a little bit. Let's see what happens here if we trail brake and just hang on to the brake a little. Perfect rotation, so seems to be working. Heat up tires a little before the race. Alright, let's get back to the pits.
Muted. Enabled idle wind.
Alright, there we go.
That's the end of the session, P4.
P4, let's go to the grid. We should be good
It's
to go.
time to join the grid.
Double check our fuel.
Double check your car setup.
It is good to go. Let's get out there. Alright. So we're going to clear.
The track temp is 119. The air temp is 81 Fahrenheit.
You see the message.
30 minutes.
So we are set up to take fuel when we need it. Let's get moving, guys. Here we go. Club
Follow
Series
car number
practice race.
03 in the left column.
Can you see the chat?
I can't
No
see it.
standing starts? What's wrong with you?
Nope, no standing starts. We are doing rolling starts in every one of these series. But I guess we could do a poll, so we could hold a poll and see which series should have standing, which should have rolling. We have, remember, we have Renault Clio Cup, Formula V in the Club Series, and then Legends, it's the late model stock and the Lotus 79. So if you think something should be standing start, let me know.
This is not a democracy.
That's good stuff. Well, then if it's not, then I guess rolling starts it is.
Are you smoking crack?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, man, how this all develops, honestly. But yeah, here we go. See how aggressive these guys are. And we'll see when they pit also.
All right, Ed, get ready. Go,
Green
nail
flag.
it.
Let's go.
I like eating it.
Oh man, these guys are right behind me. Yeah. Full tires, we're gonna use second gear there. Fuel.
Got to
Relative.
help wife cook lunch later.
Okay, no problem, man. Have a good one, Chuck. You guys have a good lunch.
That was Mike. This is Nickum.
Oh, what's up, Mike? Good to see you stop by, driving your favorite cars. But yeah, I worked a little on the setup, and then also, like I said earlier, we're working on fuel. So we're gonna see how the fuel goes in a 30-minute race. See if
Left
we can
side.
brake late.
Clear left.
Okay, up to P3. So in 20-minute practice, we had about 2 laps left of fuel. So I'm hoping that the fuel will work out for the Clio and the Formula V being at 30%. We will see. Late model stock and the Lotus 79 might have to go a little higher. Okay, we caught up to Johan. Arrow's pulling away.
Car left. Hold your line. Clear left.
Okay, I'm not sure we can catch Arrow. We might be able to do something in the pit stop.
P2.
Laps of fuel 10.
Little bit of push. Gathered it up though. Off track.
Pay attention to track limits, please, Ed.
So we got one. There will be incident limits and there will be penalties to serve if you rack them up, but it's pretty lenient, honestly, for a 30-minute race. Tires
Looks
are
like
getting
TK
better.
is doing a grand opening.
Oh, really? What's the opening? So first gear might work better here. Second gear was too bogged down, I think. So Tony Kanon's doing some sort of grand opening of what? Let's see if we can catch up. I don't think we
He
will
and
be able
Torque were
to.
building a sim racing shop.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I know that they've been doing some racing together, right? And Kanan has that really nice sim room or sim cave now. No more storage room for the wife, I
The
think.
leader's just done a 146.92.
Well, that's kind of
Me too.
cool they're doing a shop.
Laps of fuel 9.
So is that online only, or what is it? I'll have to take a look at it after this, maybe. Get a cup of coffee and then set up the next race. So the next races, we'll probably just jump into the race, do quick 30-minute races, and not worry about practice or qualifying. Open setup, all of these, so pretty sure I have a setup that'll work.
Torque has been building rigs for a couple months.
Oh, that's cool. So that's going to be his job now, I guess. I'm sure Kanan is funding it. Where is it going to be based out of? Do you know? Okay, we're starting to build a gap to Johan and Tuan, and their AI level
The
is
gap
up there
behind is
pretty
now
well.
2.7 seconds.
I gotta say, Mike, the pedal setup feels pretty good.
They built a shop close to TK's house, but not sure how close.
I forget where TK lives. I know he goes back and forth probably between Brazil and somewhere else here in the States. Miami maybe, or something, or Vegas, I don't remember exactly. Yeah, I think the hairpins need to be first gear corners. I was doing them in second before and it was just not getting enough
About
drive.
4 hours from work.
Oh, that's not bad. They're pretty close then.
P2.
Close enough
Laps
then,
of
to make
fueling.
things work. Well, that'll be neat to see, man. It's always good to see real race car drivers getting involved in sim racing as much as Tony is. And now he's just being a McLaren advisor, I think, right? For IndyCar, for the IndyCar team. Fuel.
B2.
Timing.
Okay, Ed, we think our refueling window will open after 10 minutes and closes after 22 minutes.
Okay, so that's good. That sounds pretty good for a pit window. Relative.
Tony is a better face than Max for sure.
Yeah, I agree, man. At least he seems to get involved, not expect things, you know. It's nice to see him drive sometimes. And he can focus on it more since he's kind of retired from IndyCar.
P2.
Fastest lap.
Laps of fuel 7.
Okay, let's get on it.
Having a deal with Micro Center helps.
I wondered about that. Because they carry the Tony Kanaan line of goodies, right? His steering wheels and all that. That are GSI and stuff like that. I wish we had Micro Center over here in the West Coast, man.
Okay, Ed, you're gaining on the car in front. The gap's now
We have
4.1
nothing like
seconds.
that.
He's got a real McLaren there.
Damn. That sounds pretty awesome. I can't wait to take a look at that, man. Make it sound so nice. So we're just going to run the car as long as it'll go and then pit and just take fuel. Fuel. Relative. Surprised those guys fell behind so much. They must be fighting each other at this point,
P2.
going side by side in
Laps
places.
of fuel 6.
Yeah, I wish Micro Center would come out this way, man. I don't know how much of a demand it would be, but I mean, I could imagine at least California. Oregon's not always been the best for things like that. Even automotive stuff, like people just kind of weird out this way. As far as those kind of hobbies, you know, automotive, and there's some things obviously, and then, you know, rallying, you have Washington with dirt fitch, but yeah, as far as sim racing and things like that, man, it's tough for it to catch on up here, I think. That's kind of how the import stuff was. It was a lot of cheap people, and a lot of people didn't really want to do the big stuff for in the 90s or 2000s, early 2000s.
Not enough English speakers. I see what looks like a steampunk.
That's 20 minutes to go, 20 minutes.
Just be an old busted one. Not sure.
Huh. Interesting.
The gap behind is now 5.0. Okay, Ed, you've got half your fuel left.
Cars are obviously spread out pretty well, so pit stop will be interesting to see if we come out in traffic
P2.
or not.
Laps of fuel 5.
Definitely think the rear brake valve at 38 feels
The
pretty
gap in
good.
front has increased. It's now about 5.3 seconds.
Damn, dude, he's pulling away fast over here.
The pit window is now open.
So I could pit now. Fuel. I like that. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. That's a good pit window for me, I think, for these series. Relative. I like a nice big pit window. That way there's some strategy to it. People can come in or not, you know, and not everybody's pitting exactly at the same time. So let's go one more lap. Or maybe, I guess for this test we should just see how far it'll go. But we kind of know we have a pit window that works. What does Quirk do nowadays? I mean, does he still do a lot of iRacing? Or just been building rigs? I haven't seen that guy
P2.
around much
Laps of fuel
lately,
4.
but I guess I don't look much to see what he's streaming.
Track limits.
Yeah, that profile works pretty well for the sprint pedals, man.
He plays some other games too, but he's been helped build this shop for a while.
Oh, okay. Man, these arrows running away quick here. That would be a pretty cool job, I would think. Hopefully it makes him some good money, though.
Weird, I haven't seen Quirk there yet.
Huh. So it's just Tony right now in there?
I'm glad Tony is helping Quirk. It ups his value as a person.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I
P2.
agree.
Laps of fuel 3.
There's a bunch of people there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you said today's a grand opening. That's pretty neat. So that they have a lot of rigs set up? Or just a lot of product? You said he had a McLaren sitting in there, right?
15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes.
Wonder
The gap
if it's
behind is
on
now
McLaren.
6.2. Okay, Ed. Half distance. We estimate 5 minutes of fuel left.
We ran a little wide. Fuel. Timing. Fuel. Okay, we're gonna have to pit soon. You know, this is pretty good though for a 30-minute race. It doesn't feel that short with these cars. and they're so slow.
Three or four rigs. It might be a team shop.
Ah, oh, you think does he have a team he's put together?
We estimate you've got 5 minutes of fuel remaining.
Almost there.
The leader is pitting now.
He does have a team.
Oh, that's cool. I think I've seen him do some endurance races, but Tony's not always raced with him, so.
P1.
You're leading.
Laps of fuel 2.
So we're leading right now. With such a long pit lane, I'm sure Arrow's going to come back and pass me up. He's pitting right now. So I should probably pit now and hope for the best. Not the best lap here.
Okay, Ed, we've gone out of track limits. Keep it between the lines.
Two laps of fuel remain, basically just one more. We could get one more out of it. Tires are starting to push a little more. Relative. I mean, he was about 7 seconds ahead, so that's not going to be helpful. But let's come in now.
Watch your speed.
1094.
Look out for the pit limit. Pit lane speed limit is 72 kilometers per hour. Engage limiter. We'll fuel you to the end of the race. We think you'll be exiting the pits into clear air. When we exit the pits, we'll be in P2, ahead of Ray.
900. 800.
He's already coming pretty quickly.
700.
I'll copy and
600.
paste the translated description in
7.
chat.
6,
400.
Okay,
5,
sounds good.
300.
4, 3,
200.
2,
Or it could be
1.
Portuguese.
P1.
Stop.
0.
Watch your speed.
There goes Arrow.
2, 1, go.
Track's clear. Push, push, push.
In this warehouse, some simulators will be set up to carry out long-term races, as well as being a place to record reviews for YouTube and partners. He also intends
All
to
right,
create
Ed.
a
Your oil
series of
temperature's getting a bit
travel
high.
features.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool, man. Sounds like they have pretty big plans for that place. Endurance racing, reviews, all sorts of things, huh? And also products. So it's a warehouse then, wow. That's pretty cool. He's going into a business doing that now.
You've got 10 minutes left, 10 minutes to go. This is terrific, exactly what we came here for. The gap in front is increasing. It's now 8.2 seconds.
I wonder what all kind of products they're going to have. If it's just going to be his branded stuff or just everything. A little bit of everything, and like you were saying, partners and stuff like that.
P2.
Laps of fuel 7.
hoping to also practice a little bit of the Dallara for tomorrow's Daytona race. Have you done any practice in the Ferrari for that?
The leader has just done a 146.71.
P2. Laps of fuel 6.
The gap behind is now 10 seconds.
I want to live there.
It's that nice, huh? That would be awesome. Just waking up and you come out and you have a McLaren and all these rigs and all these toys to play with. That'd be nice, man. I wonder if he's done driving or just going to be an advisor, or if he will do certain races here and there. But it is nice, like I said, to see him put so much time and effort into
P2.
sim racing as well.
Laps of fuel 5.
You've got 10 minutes of fuel remaining. 5 minutes to go. You're looking good for a podium.
Fuel. Relative.
Upstairs living room. Maybe Quirk is moving in.
Maybe he'll be there on site all the time, huh? Well, that sounds pretty nice. I wonder how old Quirk is. That kind of only works for young single guys to do that, right? Timing.
Well, if Tony made him a partner, I'm sure he'll be moving closer.
P2.
You've just done
Yeah,
a
I mean, it only makes sense.
148.22.
If you're a partner, you're gonna be making money like that. It's a big business opportunity. Move in there, live up top for a while, and then buy your place once you got everything going right. Nice routine. Relative. Damn. Arrow pulled the 11-second gap already. You gotta be careful there coming over that hill. Brake too late. The front end is light and it'll just lock up. Man, you gotta be curious. I keep picturing what it might look like. Is it on Tony's Twitch channel that they're doing that? Or record?
You've just done a 149.24. That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
He's been live for almost an hour.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I braked earlier there that time and the balance was much better. Though the front end grip is going away. I think next lap should be white flag. Fuel. Relative. Timing. Maybe 2 more laps.
The white flag is out.
Okay. 1 more.
Okay, Ed, 1 more to go. Keep it together, we'll be on the podium. Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace. Sector 2 is 1.9 seconds off the pace. Sector 3 times okay.
Relative. Everybody got so spread out here.
That's 5 minutes of fuel left.
Damn, oil temperature is really, really high.
P2.
All right.
P2.
Well done, Ed. Great drive. That's a podium.
So 30% fuel seems like it's going to work here for the Clio. Let's check, see what time it is. We might have to cook lunch as well, and if it's not that time yet, we'll probably do the 30-minute Formula V test or the late model. I think if the Clio is going to work with 30% fuel, most likely the Formula V would as well. So just pull over here. We'll be right back. Intermission. So we're going to save this replay real quick. Right back. Okay, it's about noon, so we're probably gonna step away. I'm gonna check out some of that Tony Kanaan stuff there, man. That's pretty cool, Chuck, that he's doing that, you know. I always like Tony Kanaan as a race car driver, and then also what he's doing there with Quirk. That's pretty neat, man. I had no idea they were doing that. Dude. So I'll be right back. I'm probably going to step away and make lunch, and then we'll be back with the rest of the tests. I guess we can just run the replay for now. So we'll run the replay for the hell of it. Here it is. It's going to be load right now, and yeah, we'll be back. The upcoming tests will just be straight up races, one after another for 30 minutes. So that means basically just an hour and a half that we'll do those tests for and see if the 30% fuel works for the other cars as well. But yeah, I'm going to check out that stream you were talking about. Hopefully they're still up and showing the grand opening. Sounds damn cool, man. Alright, see you soon.
Double check your car setup.
Radio check.
Spotter, radio check.
Okay, Ed, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes. That's 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes. Checker flags out.
Double check your
V4.
car setup. Double check your car setup.
30
It's
minutes.
time to join the grid.
Stay behind the safety car in the right column. Stay calm. Focus.
Watch your speed.
The pit lane speed limit is 72 kilometers per hour. Activate limiter.
Watch your speed.
Your exit is clear. Watch the white line.
1, go! Wow! Easy right. Easy left. Easy right.
Let's watch. The key to victory on this cool course is patience. But as you know, only patience is not enough to win.